$800. Thank you very kindly. We're now at $800. 900. One off. One only. $1,000. Where are you now, Mr. Stokel? Your $20 start doesn't look real good. $1,500. And he says $1,550. Third and final call. Yours.
And I'm laying there in upside down and boom, crash, bang, and KB stopped beside me in Alex's other Alpha and said, "Are you alright?" I said, "Yeah." "Well, I'll see you later," and away he went. I'm getting hold of my seatbelt to let it go, and someone else hit me, and then all of a sudden a head come in through the side window and said, "Are you alright, mate?" I said, "Yeah." "Can I get out of this bloody thing yet?" He said, "Yeah, you're right." It was Dick Johnson. Dick said in 1980, "Do you want to have a drive with me?" And I said, "Oh yeah, okay." So that's how it happened. And I didn't get a drive because he was that busy waving to the fans he didn't see the rock and crash.
Not only as a car racer, but builder, but you're not bad at rolling an FJ Holden either.
No, I've rolled them all. I don't think the car I haven't rolled it. I get fun out of that.
Yeah, going alright. Obviously, Scotty's helped me a lot this year, and he's given me the opportunity in the Porsche, and I can't thank him enough for what he's done for me. And next week we're racing an Australian GT in a GT3 Cup R, it's called. So I'm racing with him, and it'd be awesome to kind of drive from him and learn from what he's learnt from racing, and obviously from Dad as well. And it's been an awesome journey so far.
What about the old fella?
Yeah, he's taught me a lot too from this weekend. Taught me how to drive the Capri.
The gate man comes back, and Johnny's going out, open the bloody gate, open the gate. And he said, "Mate, there's a race on out there." And Johnny said, "Yeah, I know, I'm in it."
I prepared the car myself.
What, the factory let you take it away and prepare it?
Well, the factory didn't know if they'd known, but it was a case of we stole it on Monday night, got it back there on Tuesday morning, stole
From
it.
where? From Zetland?
Yeah, and the
How did you get it up?
Oh, Evan Green organised the gatekeepers.
Because I was racing against a chap in Austin Healy, and I had no money, but his daddy had plenty. And I beat him in the first race, and the very next meeting he came along with the next model Healy, because I've still got my early model Triumph. But I beat him again, then they bought a Le Mans kit for it, then he bought another new model, and they bought it out, and I never failed to beat him.
700 for the first, 700 for the second, third and final call at $700. Sold.
All the races I used to go to with my dad was just basically watching the Tasman series, and then when they come every, February I think, so
To Lakeside.
at Lakeside, and also a little bit later on at Surfers Paradise and that, so that's my main interest, always was, but it didn't mean to say that I didn't enjoy watching touring car drivers like Pete Gagan, Skinny Mountain, Jimmy McEwen, Norm Beachy, and then later years Brock and Moffat and that, so got a lot of admiration for those guys.
Well, at Lakeside, without doubt, the race that stands out in my mind was an Australian Touring Car Championship event between Peter Brock and Dick Johnson, and I think that's probably one of the most classic motor races of all times. And Brock and Johnson raced for the majority of the race, nose to tail, and of course our bloke came in first.
To be honest with you, I would think the car that's given me the most satisfaction would be the Brian Bird Ford Escort Sports sedans that the Doc and I built.
Yes, Dr. Ian Cornett he's talking about, for those who remember him.
And they were very successful cars. I mean, we won races in Queen. I won the state championship with a car. We went to Sydney, we went to Melbourne, won races, set lap records. We had a great time. We actually copied the front suspension of that car from Ivan Tyre's Elfin 620B. It was an absolute clone of Ivan's car. We just went over and measured it all up and took photographs and went back and fabricated it.
There you go. That's something pretty sophisticated under the skin.
Yeah.
You know, years ago I started off and I did Formula Ford and open wheelers, and obviously I guess I had ambitions of being a Formula 1 world champion. Alan Jones, I grew up watching the late 70s and early 80s, and you know, Gilles Villeneuve was my hero, and Alan Jones and people like that, and they were brave. You know, the era before that, when Jack Brabham was driving, they were even braver, and I just looked at those guys in awe and wanted to become a Formula 1 driver, and that's all I focused on. And we used to tell everybody the Lambo was an absolute pile of crap, and it was the hardest car in the world to drive, but it was actually not that bad. So it was a big sorry, there's a few people even pro car days, but it was a case of bluffing everybody as to how much weight you had to carry and the handicapping system.
It wasn't a bad thing to drive.
No, it wasn't a bad thing to drive. It was, once we got rid of the Italian problems, it was great. Yeah.